Hello, my name is Jennifer Stamp. I am the author of the very soon to be released memoir called Determined, a memoir of love, alcoholism, and healing. This is a story that focuses on the importance of healing and finding yourself through the struggles of loving an alcoholic. I was married to an alcoholic for almost 19 years, and it was a very difficult time. He was an alcoholic the entire time, and you'll have to read the story to learn why I married him, why I stayed with him all of these years, or all of those years, until his ultimate passing from alcoholic liver disease in February of 2021. The book really got going after he passed away. I started with the Bridge Journal in the final month of his life. I did a lot of journaling most every day. I journaled, and it started with here he's in the hospital, he's fighting for his life through that month until he passed away. And then I journaled a little bit more on Bridge for the rest of the year, just a little bit, and then in my personal journal as well. So that's where the story got going. And then that's really just that journey to finding myself and creating a happy home for our two children. We had a 2-year-old and an 8-year-old at the time that my husband passed away. So we had faced a lot of challenges aside from the fact that he passed away. So I wanted to, with the upcoming release of my book, I'm hoping it'll be this coming week or so. More to come. I know I've said that a lot, but I really mean it. It's so close. It's so close. When you worked so hard for a goal, and it's just like, it's right there. Anyways, I'm just excited that we're finally getting to this point. But I wanted to give you some insight into what the story is about and read a couple passages from the story. It does start with my very first Bridge journal. So if you did read my journals, you'll recognize some of the book. And so let's get started, and then I'll take you from that point forward. Where to begin? Let's start with today. This is Jennifer, Mike's wife. Mike is in the hospital fighting the long-term effects of alcoholism. He is extremely sick. Last Friday, he finally accepted that he would choose life and family, and he would seek inpatient treatment for substance abuse. We spoke with various programs, but he is too sick for residential rehab and too unstable for medically assisted rehab. At this point, it would take many miracles for him to survive. Do you believe in miracles? That's all I have the strength to share right now. I cannot thank you enough for the outpouring of love and support. Love and light. With each of my Bridge journal posts, I ended them with love and light. It took a tremendous amount of light from our creator, our source, to help me to survive and thrive following his illness and to get through those really difficult times. But, the book is more than just sadness. It's a love story. And so, I wanted to read this other little part that gives you insight into what a really neat guy Mike was. He wasn't just alcoholic, Mike. There was so much more to him than that. And a lot of people really, really loved this man. So this part of the story, it's called He Was an Amazing Human Despite His Addiction. Mike had an infectious energy that lit up the room. His charismatic personality would shine bright in social situations as he shared jokes and showed off his amazing storytelling abilities. Everyone liked Mike. He was so funny. Even a simple grocery list would drip with his sarcastic humor. One such list included a variety of food items and his added flair. French bread, yummy cheese, deli turkey, and pastrami. Delicious ice cream, pistachios, lettuce, tomato, 18 pounds red licorice, 21 pounds M&Ms, 1 liter straight morphine, a tinkly little bell to summon you, one Swedish nurse named Inga, and get yourself something nice. Mick was exceptionally talented when he put his mind to something. He had stellar cooking skills. For Christmas one year, he received a gift magazine subscription for America's Test Kitchen. After trying out some recipes, he bought 3 of their big cookbooks, which taught him food preparation techniques. Everything he made, chicken wild rice soup, Thanksgiving dinner, omelets, was the best. Though he left baking an egg salad to me. It would make him happy to cook for others and see the joy it brought them. When he prepared batches of soup, Mike would portion out servings to share with others. His mom loved to receive frequent deliveries of his freezer-packed soups and chili. Another of Mike's many talents was writing. If he had gotten sober and survived, I think he could have been a successful writer. In the years since his death, I look back to the following scribbled thoughts he left on random pieces of paper, and I am reminded of his gift of writing. I always like to start sentences with the word perhaps. It rolls off the tongue but leaves everything vague. It's also worth 98 points if you position it correctly on a Scrabble board. Perhaps one day we'll find out. I've lived my life in perhaps mode. Unfortunately, I've almost always landed on perhaps not. The only claim to fame I have is that I've always put everyone's needs ahead of my own. I'm not a selfish person, yet alcoholism, drinking, smoking, drug abuse, and so on are viewed as selfish acts. I have yet to achieve anything personally, yet I have helped many to achieve their ambitions. In an altered state of mind, I've managed to please many people, but never myself. I could choose to dwell on past failures, of which there are many, or I could choose to focus on moving forward. Contrary to popular belief, Contrary to belief, alcoholism is not a disease, it's a choice. Nobody ever chose to drink a glass of cancer. That's a disease. Drinking alcohol is a conscious choice by a person to alter their mind. For the majority of my adult life, I have made the choice to drink and therefore alter my mind. Alcohol doesn't make me better. It slows me down. It doesn't make me smarter. It dumbs me down. My challenge is to stay sober and deal with myself. Perhaps I'm still smart. Perhaps I'm still interesting. Perhaps. To be clear, I disagree with his thoughts about alcoholism. Sure, he made the choice to alter his state of mind, but Mike did not want his drinking to cause an early death. Alcoholism, alcoholism is a disease when there is a lack of control and there is an inability to put down the bottle despite the damage caused to one's body and relationships. Mike was unable to control his drinking. So, yeah, Mike was pretty fantastic. And one of the things I think about is that he used to do card tricks, like really good card tricks. And I was 23 when we were first dating, and so that was one of the things I was like, oh my gosh, he's funny. He can do card tricks. Like, he's a cool guy. And now our son, who's at the time of our story being released here, he's 13, and he now does card tricks, and he's really good. He has like really good delivery, and I know his dad is watching over him, and so very proud. I know I am. So when I think about our son, now being 13, he was just 8.5 when his dad died. So when you think about when someone passes away, grandma, your dog, whoever, it's really, really difficult to have to tell your children uh, that someone's passed away or is going to be dying. And I had to tell our 8-year-old son that his dad was going to die. What made it extra difficult is that Mike wasn't seeing doctors. Yes, he had gone to the doctor, periodically, and um, but nobody told him like, "Oh, you only have X amount of days left," or he really didn't. He knew that he had to stop drinking, or it would kill him, but he didn't really have any sort of insight into the timing. But when you read the story, you'll see how I have this really strong intuition, and it was telling me for quite some time, especially with my medical background. I'm a registered nurse by trade, um, and it, so between my medical background and and my intuition, I just had a really strong knowing when he was going to pass away. And in the months leading up, I pinpointed it almost to the day. And so it was December, 2 months before Mike passed away, and I told Freddie his daddy was going to die. So I wrote about that, and I'll share that as one more of our story before I'm done here for the night. Uh, how do I tell my 8-year-old son that his daddy is going to die? On a cold Saturday afternoon in December 2020, it was time to tell my 8-year-old son that his daddy would soon die. He had witnessed Mike talking rudely to me. Don't talk to her that way. I walked to Freddie and put my arm around him. Honey, let's go for a drive. We can get McDonald's for lunch. Go hop in the car. I'll be right there. Mike, keep an ear out for Lucy. Call me if she wakes up before we get back. It's time for Freddie to know what's happening to you. What are you going to say? I'm going to tell him that his daddy is dying. We got into my 2017 Chevrolet Traverse. Freddie sat in his usual seat on the passenger side of the middle row. He sat very quietly, waiting to hear what I had to say. Freddie, I'm sorry you heard your daddy talking mean to me. It's not okay to treat people that way. I need to tell you something important. Your dad is really sick. Is it because he drinks too much alcohol? Is that why his skin is yellow and he smells bad? Yes, it's because of the alcohol. It has ruined his liver. The liver has a very important job to take chemicals out of our bodies, but your dad's liver doesn't really work anymore. Will he get better if he stops drinking? No, honey. Your dad is dying. When? I think he will die before my birthday on February 28th. Danielle will be home for Christmas. This will be our last Christmas as a family of 5. How do you know when he's going to die? There are ways to predict how long someone might survive when they have this disease. Also, I don't know how to explain it, but it's a knowing deep in my gut. My intuition tells me that he will be gone by the end of February. We sat quietly for a long moment. Tears streamed down our faces. I passed him a tissue. I'm so sorry, honey. No child your age should ever have to lose their parent. It's okay to be angry and sad. I'm upset for us all and very sad. I love your dad. He's the father to my babies. He's a good person and I don't want him to die. But he has a disease that makes it hard for him to stop drinking alcohol. It's called alcoholism. It's the disease that has made him mean. Also, he is angry because he knows that he is dying. He's sad knowing that he will be leaving our family. He won't be there to watch you and Lucy grow up. I know this is a really big thing to ask of you, honey, but please try to understand that he is hurting. I will talk to your dad. He'll be nicer, I promise. But I want you to try to be patient with him. If you can't, it's okay. I only ask that you try. And know that I will always be here for you. And I promise we will be okay. When we got home, Freddie went to his dad, sitting on the couch. He gave him a hug and asked if they could watch television together. So it was really important that my son knew that we were going to be okay. I needed him to feel that. And he did. Even after his dad did pass away, he did really well. I mean, he participated in activities, soccer, and had him do therapy and everything. And he did great, and to this day. He's straight A's. He participates in sports, soccer, and football, and plays the saxophone. And our daughter is now 6.5, and she's also doing fantastic. She's in swimming. She's going to be starting gymnastics. She's got friends. She's happy. Um, we're doing really, really well. And it could have been so different, right? I mean, there's a lot of trauma with loss, with um, addiction, heck, with everything going on in the world. So not only did I lose my husband from alcoholism, I lost him during a time that the whole world was upside down from the pandemic. Freddie had just gone back to school, um, after the homeschooling debacle. He had just gone back in February. Um, he had and his dad died on February 24th. So just crazy times. And now we are really doing so well. So the story I wrote, yes, it addresses, it draws in the Caring Bridge story. It's the love story of when I met Mike, all of the some difficult moments along the way, with across our 20 years together, truly. But then it delves into the chapter after his passing, into my exploring dating again on dating apps, and I'll let you read about that one. But really, our lives have moved forward. We have healed. I have done a tremendous amount of healing through forgiveness, um, and I'm a different person. I don't know how else to say it. I'm a different person, and I know that Mike would be proud of the person that I am today, proud of their kids. So this story, it's my story, and I hope that it helps others that have also been touched by alcoholism or truly any addiction. Hopefully, it helps those who are still fighting addiction to maybe find some inspiration to make a change. Or if you're like me, where you don't have alcoholism or addiction, but you've been traumatized by someone else's problems like that. They become your problems if you're in the relationship with someone with addiction. Uh, that there is a way. There is a way out. Um, I I could have divorced Mike. I could have left him. You'll have to read the story on why I didn't. I I didn't leave him. I stayed with him. I stayed until the end, and um, I wouldn't do it any other way. Like, it's what brought me to where I am today. So, I can't say that I would have done anything differently because I don't know where life would be otherwise. I'm strong. I'm healed. I'm happy. I'm well adjusted, normal, whatever that is. But anyways, I'm now babbling. And so thanks for listening. I will be releasing uh, more information about the sale of my book here very, very shortly. You all have a wonderful night. Love and light.